Innovate Belarus project supported by USAID, and that's our, let's say, thoughtful, continuous activity which we started a long time ago, several years before, together with and supported by USAID. This series of events is dedicated to women leadership. We see, we as Imaguru, as a female-founded company, ecosystem player, we see that women should be provided with a floor for speaking up, for being bold, for sharing their expertise in technology, startup, and venture capital. We see that men usually are leaders, but we believe that women have the same expertise in those spheres. And we would like to continuously change this culture. That's why both women and men are invited for such events, because we are speaking about the most interesting and the most modern topics right now. These are technology, building your career in technology, building startup companies, investing in startups, being a venture capitalist. And that's a specific week where we encourage women leadership in these spheres. This particular day is, the name of this particular day is Starting Your Career on Monday. We believe that most of you girls, first of all, you plan and you dream about your career dedicated to technology, entrepreneurship, venture capital, startup ecosystem. But sometimes, as you see, there are a lot of role models who are male role models. Sometimes you are maybe not encouraged enough to set up and start up your career. So we would like to change everything from this single day. So Monday, and before we pass the word to our amazing speaker, we would like to again emphasize the role of our partners today. So we're happy to continue this initiative together with Innovate Belarus, supported by USAID. And here with us, we have the country director of USAID department. We have with us Jenna Takeman, who will have an opening welcome speech for us.
Women are always saying, we can do anything that men can do. But men should be saying, we can do anything that women can do. This is a quote from an American journalist and activist, Gloria Steinman. Hello, my name is Jenna Teichman, and I'm the USAID Belarus Country Office Director based in Vilnius. USAID is the United States Agency for International Development, and we are the US government's lead development agency. We work around the world to promote economic prosperity and democratic values. We've worked in Belarus now we started our work in Belarus in the mid-1990s. Over the past couple of decades, we've been able to support a variety of projects, including to help young people with disabilities, fighting trafficking in persons, and simplifying business regulations, including for IT. We've also organized entrepreneurial activities and education, and have organized the Global Entrepreneurship Weeks and Venture Days. We've launched several batches of Tech Minsk Accelerator and initiated the first venture investment communities in Belarus. Unfortunately, since 2020, the space for USAID assistance inside Belarus has become extremely limited. Despite this, the United States government believes it is critical to continue to invest in the future of the Belarusian people. In order to keep our commitment to supporting Belarusian entrepreneurs and professionals in high-tech industries, including IT, we've launched the Innovate program, implemented by Pixero Global, that supports Belarusian entrepreneurs working throughout the region. Our support to Women in Tech Week, which we began in partnership with Imaguru in Minsk in 2017, is part of a larger assistance that we provide under Innovate. Innovate currently supports more than a dozen Belarusian entrepreneur support organizations, such as Imaguru. Our partners work in Belarus, Poland, and Lithuania. Our support helps them to unite efforts to expand, better integrate globally, and build the ground and resources for the future transformation of the Belarusian economy when the time is right. USAID's approach around the world is to work across sectors to identify and close gender gaps wherever they exist. Belarusian women have demonstrated their leadership on various occasions in Belarusian history. They play a critical and active role in science, education, healthcare, society, and the economy. And we want to see more women leading in IT and business too. So we strive to help Belarusian women realize their rights and potential. I've had the privilege of working closely with many Belarusian women. I personally know that you have exceptional intelligence, creativity, ingenuity, strength, and dedication, and I'm impressed by you. Speaking of women in IT and entrepreneurship, I was excited to learn from the recent Savita startup report that the share of female founders in startups with Belarus origin was 24%. Female CEOs led 22% of the surveyed startups. Although this is unfortunately still far from parity with men, this is an exciting achievement, and we hope that USAID's programs will lead to more women in leadership in high-tech industries and beyond. IT is often seen as a male field. Please know that you belong here too. You have the potential to make unlimited contributions to the world, and IT is a great pathway for you to make that difference. Women in Tech Week is a great opportunity to highlight the success stories of women, both from Belarus and abroad, in IT, startup building, and venture investments. As we work this week, you have the opportunity to connect with female peers from different countries, learn from each other, and empower each other through collaboration. Please take advantage of these opportunities to chart your pathway to success. I love this quote from American cartoonist Linda Berry. Expect the unexpected, and whenever possible, be the unexpected. Congratulations to you, the participants, on making the decision to be different, to be the unexpected, by taking a risk and putting yourself out there. Thank you.
Congratulations, and we kick off the Women IT Week series of events.
I've been thinking about how to present this whole thing, but because it's kind of difficult to speak about ourselves, I guess, for most of us, yeah. So, for the goal of this presentation is not like to brag about, hey, look at me, how cool is that? I did this or that, The primary purpose of sharing this story was just, to show that it's possible, and maybe someone of you will get inspired, to take some action. And I read some articles that were written in various countries, and I found out that about 30 or 40% of people are unsatisfied with their jobs. Like, it's an average of all of those articles, but in general, 30-40% of people are unsatisfied. And only about 20% really enjoy what they're doing on their daily routine. And of course, these numbers might slightly be different in different countries, but I do believe that it might be true. And we spend so many hours working on our daily jobs. And to be precise, 1/3 of our life we spend at work or doing our work, And it sounds crazy to spend 1/3 of our life by doing on something that we don't like or even hate, So yeah, Today, I am a front-end developer at Kilo Health in Lithuania. Also, I teach people React.js. It's a framework of a front-end. And before this, I've been working in sales for about 9 years and started as an insurance consultant for B2C clients, and then kept growing and started working with B2B clients and started selling IT services. And I was pretty successful in that career path. I usually succeeded my goals. I don't know. I earned some kind of bonuses. I even saw opportunities to grow in that field. So I just cannot describe that feeling, but it just didn't feel right, you know? I just didn't feel that I am where I should be. And of course, I started stressing out, always notice only negative things in everything, in my colleagues, in clients, in company I've been working. And it was just all about, you know, me, because I just didn't like it. I just felt like I didn't belong here. So I'm not saying that sales is a terrible job or something. I'm just trying to say that it wasn't for me. And maybe someone will have an opposite switch after this presentation from developer to seller, and that's completely okay. But I didn't feel that I wanted to be in this place anymore. And this meme actually shows exactly why I stayed for that long in that place. And when I started working in the IT industry and selling IT services, I noticed more tech people. And what programmers did just seemed so cool. Just imagine they write some kind of, some pieces of code, and I see things start working. Isn't it magical? Like, for me, it looked like it. So I used to sit with those guys, just watch them work and start wondering about the programming career, and began saying out loud, that one day I will be a programmer. But you can just imagine what happened. A lady in a dress and the heels started saying, like, one day I will be a programmer. So of course everybody started laughing. It was a good joke, and that's it. It was 6 or 7 years ago, and the most of women in tech communities just started kicking off. And I haven't heard so many success stories, like of career changing stories, especially talking about women in technologies. So I wasn't brave enough, like, to make the decision, to decide that now I'm going to learn that programming thing. And it was not easy decision to make, because I haven't any experience about the programming. I didn't know anything, any language. I didn't know. I just completely fresh about this. Like, I didn't know anything. But I started searching for opportunities. How could I change my career? And when my daughter has born 4 years ago, I felt like I was capable of anything. Like, if I can give a birth, then damn, I can do anything. And then I decided not to come back to my previous role and after my maternity leave, and decided to take action and started various courses, started attending community projects, also started an online courses, and finally I signed up to one of coding schools in Lithuania. And it took exactly 12 months for me of dedicating 6 hours per day, that helped me to reach a higher level. So I found a job in 3 weeks, and here I am sharing my story with you. So what difficulties I faced during that time and during this career changing path? So as I mentioned before, it was extremely difficult to make the decision. Like, okay, now I'm starting doing this, But I guess I just haven't seen so much success stories back then. If I could have been like in today in this situation, I guess I would be more brave. Also, it was difficult to choose what to learn because programming itself and technologies has lots of roles in general. So it was really difficult to choose. And I just kept trying to find some online courses, I don't know, checking tutorials in YouTube and everywhere. But the most difficult part of this journey was to keep up with the discipline because, you know, when you start learning something and something doesn't go right as you expected, your motivation goes down, and it's really the most difficult thing was to keep the discipline. But I did it, and I guess if I could make it, why cannot make, I don't know, any one of you? Like, I guess to achieve goals you never achieved before, you need to start doing things you never did before. So this thing really worked for me. Yeah, and that's kind of quite an exciting story. How did I get to the company I work now? Because right after finishing my front end development courses, I started looking for a job, and I created a decent portfolio, of course, and also I created a list of top companies I would want to work for, and I started applying to them right from the top to bottom. And I truly believed that, guys, just give me a chance to get to that interview, just give me a chance to get to the interview, because it's not that easy when you have no experience, like working 9 years in sales and just I'm applying to programming front end developer. It looked weird. So I just give me a chance, to get to that interview, and I won't leave it without a job offer. And I think that was the thing that left in from the sales inside of me. And I was really prepared for each interview. Like, I learned everything about the companies. I did research what questions I could get during those interviews. I asked some of my friends and previous colleagues like common questions and tips and tricks about technical interviews. Also learn lots of theory, like what this or that function does. So I was really prepared for that. So I was invited to the interview to another company from my top 5 list I created myself, and went through all those hiring steps, and I got the job offer. But it wasn't my top one. And during this process, I got an invitation to the interview from Kilo Health, which was my number one in my list that I created myself. And after the interview, I was told that everything was okay, but at that time, there's no need for junior developers. Please come back after a year or a half year, gain more experience, and come back, and we will be waiting for you. And I was just like, whoa, should I do now? And how could I learn? And what should I learn during this half year? And I just didn't accept my rejection. And I asked for a task, and I didn't leave any choice for them, but just only giving them a task for me. The task was extremely difficult for me, and I spent few days and nights for the whole week, like trying to figure out and complete the task, and I did it. And when I completed it, I've been waiting for about the whole week for the answer, and found people that would have been that should apply should review my task, and wrote a message through LinkedIn, because I felt responsible, that because I myself asked for that task, I felt responsible that I need to show some initiative and ask to review it. And my task was approved. I was invited to a test day, which I did great. And that day, I remember completely clear that it was Monday. And the manager says, like, okay, we'll give you an answer within the week, and just you need to wait. And I was just like, okay, look, I cannot wait until the end of the week because on Wednesday I need to go to another job for another company and I want to work for you. And I need to sign a contract today. I cannot wait for this whole week. And he was just like, okay, don't sign up anything. I will call you within an hour. And that's how I get in here in the company I work. And actually, now I spent a while like in this company and started teaching myself, and I see some mistakes that people are doing by changing their career. And regarding to media, there is a lack of developers or programmers. Yes, and I see that even my students feel like, okay, I finished up the course and now the job offers will fall off from the sky, you know? But it's not. I guess there are little fields where junior level employees are awaited, you know? So you need to put some effort into that and create a decent portfolio, show some initiative, find HR specialist or a team lead on LinkedIn, write them your story. There are not so many people that doing that. So I think that people will appreciate it. On the other hand, I see other people that are not ambitious enough and just saying, okay, I'm not good enough in that role. And, I'm not good enough in that field right now. I will just try from the bottom to the top, I will gain more experience. And then I will try to apply to those top companies I am dreaming about, you know? And I'm always type questioning why? Why not to try from the top? What could possibly happen? Will they reject you? And if they will, what? If they will reject you, you will know what they are expecting from you. And you will even have an ability to come back more confident and knowing what they're expecting from you. So I don't see any reason why not to start from the dreaming, Also, people are relying on some cliches, such as, men in a programming field, and, only guys with glasses can do the programming. And that's a lie. And also, I see that, there is a saying that you need a logical mind to just to start working as a programmer. Of course, you need the logic for writing some code, but logical thinking, analytical mind, it's really difficult to evaluate, isn't it? Like, it's really difficult to evaluate. And if we are evaluating ourselves, I think we are most of the time evaluate ourselves more negatively than it is in reality. So my suggestion is just try it, because you won't lose anything like by trying. And those cliches, mathematics and analytical minding and all the buzzwords are just the requirements in the job offer. You just need to find out by yourself by trying. And I guess the biggest mistake I've done during this my career changing path, it was just that I didn't start it earlier, because it would be way more easy to learn everything before my daughter's birth, because learning with a baby on my hands was not a really easy thing. But I did it. And when people are complaining that they have not enough time or it's too late to change my career, it's a nonsense. I truly believe in this chart, like, it's too late when you're completely not here. So I guess we should just don't waste so much time on doubting and just try it. It doesn't matter if you're talking about like specifically the front end or the other field. If you don't like your job, just keep trying and looking to which position you could change it, you know? And what could possibly worst case scenario be in this case? Like I've been always asking myself, if I need to make some difficult decisions, what the worst case scenario would be. And I think that most of the times in this scenario, worst case would be just you won't be able to find a job in that new field. And what's I think it's just, I guess most of the times you will be able to come back to your previous field. And I think that we should just try it and dedicate some time for for learning new things. Be disciplined and you will find your path for sure. The sooner you will try it, the sooner you will find it, the more time you will have to enjoy it. And I guess that's it, what I wanted to tell you today during this talk.